case our yellow didn't give it away, today is the official start of Gilda's LaughFest. 2020 marks the 10th straight year of the popular comedy festival. And for the next half hour, we are joining in on the fun.
Yes, we are. This afternoon, Grand Rapids Mayor Rosalind Bliss helped kick things off with an official proclamation.
Gilda's LaughFest is the only, that's right, the only 10-day community celebration of laughter in the world. Now, therefore, I know we should clap for that. Or cowbell. Where's my cowbell?
And those 10 days are going to be filled with performances by comedians and family-friendly events. All proceeds benefit Gilda's Club Grand Rapids.
Gilda's Club has brought comfort and support to thousands of West Michigan families over the years as they deal with the devastating impact of cancer.
13 on your side, Sarah Makuta shares one man's cancer battle and how Gilda's Club helped him through it.
Just west of downtown Grand Rapids, there's a farmhouse. It's a safe place.
I've recovered quite a ways.
For families touched by cancer.
I started coming here in May of 2017 after I recovered from my surgery.
Clifford Kopp is a cancer survivor. He says coming to therapy sessions at Gilda's Club has helped him find his voice.
You learn a lot from others, even though the cancers are completely different. You can associate and bond with others pretty easily.
Clifford was diagnosed in 2013 with a gastrointestinal stromal tumor. After an intense digestive surgery and rounds of chemotherapy, he says he was in constant pain, and he and his wife needed support. Then they found Gilda's.
After a few sessions of talking with people, I've learned what it was, made some amazing friendships, a lot of laughter, a lot of tears. I've come a long ways.
And tonight's session was a true testament of how that laughter helps.
You've learned how to become an advocate for ourselves and fight for what we need to become healthier.
For the community, Gilda's Club is a place to find solace and peace, and even a warm meal. And now, as a cancer survivor, Clifford still comes to therapy sessions.
I come because I like to meet new cancer survivors, to show them that, hey, your cancer may be terrible, but this is what I've been through.
Gilda's Club Grand Rapids supports the community in a number of different ways. So to put it into perspective, let's break it down, shall we? In 2019, the clubhouse had over 21,500 visits, and over 1,300 members attended an educational workshop last year. Now they offer 503 youth and family programs every year, as well as 1,073 adult cancer and grief support groups every year. Now Gilda's Club is 100% privately funded, and if you want to support the organization, we have 10 ways that you can help on our website, 13onyourside.com.
We're so lucky here in West Michigan because we have two Gilda's Club locations. The other one is in Lowell, and it came about after a couple of years of the successful Pink Arrow campaign. Every fall, Lowell turns pink for several days to help raise money for people battling cancer in that community. It includes a huge charity football game at Lowell High School, and the fundraiser helps to pay for programs and upkeep at the Gilda's Clubhouse on Hudson Street in Lowell. Over the last 11 years, the Pink Arrow campaign has donated more than $793,000 to Gilda's Club.
LaughFest Central is back. Headquarters for all things LaughFest is a one-stop shop for tickets and memorabilia. Actually opened its doors back in February at 120 Ionia Avenue in downtown Grand Rapids. As we have said, this is a big year for LaughFest, and organizers say there is something to make everyone laugh.
It's amazing to believe that we are in our 10th year of LaughFest, so it's a really big birthday party for us and for the community at large. So we really have something for everyone. We know that not everyone laughs at the same things, but we all do laugh. So we want to get people involved, whether it's family-friendly things, if it's people and pets.
If you have any questions about this year's lineup or events, just click the LaughFest tab on our website, 13onyourside.com.
So after a couple of years off, LaughFest is once again trying to break a world record, and this time it is related to your feet.
But first, here's a look back at one of LaughFest's other record-breaking events.
It's back by popular demand this year. Another opportunity for you to help LaughFest break a world record. I remember all of these. In years past, it involved rubber chickens and fake mustaches. This time, they want to create the greatest gathering of people wearing mismatched socks. They need at least 1,000 people to pull it off, and this is on Saturday, and the festivities begin at 1:30 in the afternoon at Studio Park downtown. Everybody has to be in place. You have to be in place no later than 12:45, and the socks must be obviously different, and they cannot be covered up by anything. Joining me now is Festival Director Joanne Rome. Congratulations on 10 years. I can't believe it's been that long. I remember the very first day of the very first LaughFest.
You know, it's been such a thrill to be able to reflect on the past 10 years. We've gotten a little nostalgic as we've shared stories and thought back on those early days and just seen how far we've come.
And the community has really just embraced it and supported it year after year after year because it's really fun and for such a great cause.
And that's why it's been so successful.
Yeah.
You know, people will ask often if LaughFest happens other places or if we would consider doing it in other places, but it's our West Michigan community that really makes this festival operate as it does. We're so appreciative.
So we just saw the video. That was a group of my coworkers. We all had on our mismatched socks.
So fun.
So in addition to that, and I know a lot of people really miss, so they're really happy to try to break a world record, which I think we'll do. But what else? What other fun things are planned for this year?
Oh my goodness, we have so much going on. Kicking off today, of course, you showed a little bit of footage of the proclamation, which was so exciting with the mayor. We have Jim Gaffigan at the arena tonight, which is just a huge show, 10,000 people. Some limited tickets available for that if folks want to head down there. We have our Clean Comedy All-Stars Showcase that kicks off tonight as well. Still tickets available for Friday and Saturday.
Good to know.
Those are amazing shows.
And they're really funny, and they don't offend anyone, but they're just so much fun.
They're so clever and brilliant, and we just love that show. It's been part of the festival since year one.
I know. So let's talk about online sales because they will be available if the show isn't sold out, online until a few hours before the show.
Yeah, so it can be a little bit confusing on the day of a show. Mid-afternoon is usually when it happens, around 2 or 3 o'clock. Tickets go online, and so it can look like shows are sold out. If you have doubts, you can call LaughFest Central, 735-4242. They can let you know if there will be tickets available at the box office at the venue that evening. So you can just head right there in the evening and pick up your tickets right before the show. We also post that daily on social media too to try and get to as many people as we can to let you know that there's still tickets available that night, and head to the Will Call box office at the venue.
And the only other thing I really wanted to emphasize is that LaughFest does have something for everybody, from families to adults, but also price-wise. Everyone can afford to take part in LaughFest.
Yes, price free. You know, more than 50% of our festival shows are free for the community to attend. And so we really encourage people to come out, take a look at that schedule, join us down at LaughFest Central on Ionia. If you have questions, we can help you map out your festival experience, and that can be completely free.
I'm really looking forward to it. I'm going to be at 2 of the shows, emceeing, and
wonderful.
helping LaughFest. Thanks so much, Joanne.
Thanks.
And we have a complete list of LaughFest events on our website, 13onyourside.com. Another reason to smile this weekend, the weather. George says we could expect plenty of sunshine and a warm up. His full forecast is next from the Home and Garden Show.
Welcome back, everyone. Chief Meteorologist George Lesson's just loving it here at the DeVos Place in downtown Grand Rapids because spring is blooming here. Felt like a little bit like spring today. It was in the 40s. We had some spring showers. Been a little breezy as well, but things are just blooming here. Got a lot of landscape companies inside the main hall, and it looks like full spring there. Again, we got the Home and Garden Show. This is the 41st annual here at DeVos Place. Going to be going on all weekend long. We're going to have some of my ZZM 13 colleagues down here from about 11 to 1 tomorrow, and again on Sunday. So come down and visit. You can relax in our little alcove here. Plant yourself. Let's take a look ahead at your Friday. 13 weather ball is blue. Let's give it a big boo. colder weather in view, kind of a blustery Friday. It's also blinking bright. We have some rain and snow showers in sight, and this view sponsored by Countryside Greenhouse of Allendale. Now this evening, still perhaps a lingering sprinkle of rain, mainly off to the east now as we fall from 42 to 36, and right before midnight we're going to see a few scattered snow showers develop. We're going to stay pretty much above freezing here in Grand Rapids most of the night, however. Winds are going to pick up later on tonight. Tomorrow morning, a lakeshore flood advisory and warning go into effect down south end of the lake for Allegan and Van Buren counties through 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. That's because the waves are going to start to build as winds turn around to the north. Watch those 5 to 8 footer waves just push around and come southward overnight. You can see after about 4 a.m. they start to build about 4 to 8 feet, and on the south end of the lake they're going to be 8 to 12 footers. And again, that will be from Allegan County down through the end of the lake. So there'll be significant beach and dune erosion there, not so much further off to the north and west. There's that line of afternoon showers we talked about. Only lasted, maybe an hour or two in your location as expected, but you could see some wraparound showers coming through eastern Wisconsin. We may see a few of those later on this evening after a brief bit of clearing. And then following that, some even colder air coming on down, so there'll be some scattered snow showers early in the day tomorrow. There's the storm system. That's the last of the 3 we talked about this week, heading off to the northeast, so we were on the warm side of that today. Watch how the precipitation ends for a while this evening, and then it picks back up. Some snow showers will greet your day tomorrow morning. They'll be done by about 9 or 10 o'clock. And then brilliant sunshine the end of the afternoon as the winds diminish dramatically. A cold night tomorrow night, and then the winds pick up over the weekend. By the end of the weekend and early on Monday, we'll start to see some rain move back in, but we got a nice, dry, sunny weekend. In fact, probably the warmest day of the year on Sunday, but tomorrow not so much. Down about 10 degrees from today, around 37 here in Grand Rapids, 31 up north, 46 on Saturday, but only 41 up in Ludington. And on Sunday, here we go, we're warming up into the 50s, maybe even 61 in Chicago. Right at the immediate lakeshore, could be just a little bit colder. For the 8 to 10 day outlook, 8 to 14 day outlook, I should say, that starts on March 13th, goes through St. Patrick's Day. Still very high probabilities that we'll see warmer than average temperatures, and still high probabilities that there could be more precipitation. So warm and wet for the middle part of March. Forecast though for tonight, breezy and occasional snow showers developing late tonight as it falls below freezing Muskegon northward, down to around 32 Holland and South Haven. Up north, temperatures will fall below freezing tonight. So what doesn't dry out, you're going to see a slick spot in the morning because of overnight snow showers, and breezy as well. And not quite so breezy here in Grand Rapids. Occasional snow flurries through the early morning hours. Should end right after your morning commute though. Overnight lows right around freezing. 13 on your side forecast. Warming up about 10 degrees each day, well, after tomorrow. Down about 10 degrees tomorrow, but up again on Saturday and Sunday. Staying in the 50s on Monday with that rain moving in. Tuesday will be dry, and rain most likely on Wednesday. There might be some wet snow mixed in off to the north of Grand Rapids with that, but should be melting. And then more showers next Thursday night. Right now, it does appear that next weekend may be just as nice, if not nicer. We may actually have our first 60 of the year on Sunday.
All right, George, thank you much. LaughFest, 10 days long, but the impact goes well beyond that time. The money helps all kinds of things that we want to let you know about. Among those to benefit, Funny Business Agency based in Ada. It books the comedians for the event. Agency's been around 30 years. Its owners say festival definitely provided a boost to their business in Greater Grand Rapids.
I think through LaughFest, they've shown that there's an audience here for especially some of those bigger shows. Dr. Grins has been here for a while as a comedy club. We book that as well. But in terms of getting some bigger names here, I think LaughFest has certainly put Grand Rapids on the map.
And Yoder says the overall growth in Grand Rapids, including venues like 20 Monroe Live, has also made West Michigan as a whole a good destination for comedians. Speaking of which, annual favorite at LaughFest is the Clean Comedy All-Stars happening tomorrow night. Joining me is one of those comedians I was talking about, Kermit Apio, all the way in from Seattle.
I am, and it's so nice to get away from the rain.
I would imagine so, right?
I couldn't believe it. The weather ball is a picture of me just laughing.
Yeah, it's like with a cloud cover. We're familiar with that here in West Michigan big time. So what drew you all the way to humble little West Michigan for this?
I love this festival. I did it the very first year.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, and I did so well 9 years later they asked me back. But I did it. I did the first year, and it's grown so much. I'm so happy to be back.
It has. Can you see a difference, you know, with the structure of the organization, how big it's gotten at all?
Yes. Well, as a matter of fact, the first year I did, I thought it was big, and now it's even bigger. Like the first year, I thought, well, they're having me, so how big can this thing be, right? And there were huge headliners there that first year, and it's just gotten bigger and bigger. You can tell.
You've been doing this comedy game for a while then now. What sort of advice do you have to young people who may be getting on the stage for the first time in an event like this?
You know, enjoy it, because most gigs aren't like this. This gig, the community backs it, you know, because it's such a great fundraiser, it's a great idea. And so the community backs it, so the audiences are so much fun. So this is one of those gigs that it'll make you really appreciate comedy.
Okay,
They're
so
such good audiences.
Clean comedy event. I've heard some comedians say clean comedy is the harder comedy because you can't just go to blue material, you keep it clean. What can people expect when they come to the show?
They can expect a show that you don't have to worry about, you know, being pushed to limits or whatever, you know, and look, all kind of comedy is hard, but yes, in clean comedy, you kind of limit yourself as to where you can take a premise. And so when you go see a show like this, it's a show that says these comics will only do certain things with a joke when they think about it, what they want to do with it. And there's sort of a safety in that. If that's the kind of comedy you want to hear, you can watch, there's 6 of us on this show.
Okay.
And it's all going to be good for what you like if clean comedy is your thing.
Do you enjoy doing that type of comedy? Because I know obviously different genres. Is this a wheelhouse for you?
Yes. At first it started because I'm an intrinsically lazy person, so it was like, you know, if I do cleaner stuff, I might actually work harder, and comedy was the first thing in my life I actually tried hard at.
Yeah.
And then I started getting corporate events, cruise ship events, you know, different things where, oh, you work clean. Well, there's this whole other part of comedy that has gigs, and so it was something, and I really did enjoy doing it that way. And I realized my favorite comedians, the ones I enjoyed watching on TV or working with, all happen to be clean. You know, so I kind of modeling myself after them and wound up getting some really good gigs because of it.
Okay, got about 20 seconds left. What do you enjoy about being on the stage, connecting with audience, doing what you do?
There's something really powerful about making a stranger laugh. When you can connect with something and you see people laugh and nod, that's the best feeling in the world, because I don't know these people, right? I grew up in Hawaii, right? Someone from Michigan is as far away, but if I can relate in some way, if I can hear people laugh about something from my life, that connection there's nothing like it.
It's powerful.
Yeah,
it really is. Kermit Apio is going to be performing at the Clean Comedy event with LaughFest. Really appreciate you being here so much.
Thanks for having me on, Nick.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it.
And if you want more information on this show and other LaughFest events, you just got to go to 13onyourside.com. All right, LaughFest really put Grand Rapids on the comedy map, while at the very same time giving opportunities like we were talking about to local comedians like this guy. This is no big secret. LaughFest has accomplished a lot of good things for the community over the years. That includes providing opportunities for up-and-coming comedians.
Yeah, 13 on Your Side's Kylie Ambu sat down with a native West Michigan performer who tells us how LaughFest helped change his life.
So, I don't really care if any of you laugh. This is the quietest place I've been in 64 months.
How long have you been in comedy?
Since 2007 now. That was my senior year at Grand Valley.
Tell you a little bit about myself. I'm happy to be here tonight because I'm married with 2 kids.
And I love your story because you
5 and 1.5.
are homegrown and raised here in comedy. And really, Last Laker Standing was your first ever stand-up, right?
I'd never done stand-up before. I'd never been on stage for it. Was super nervous, but caught the bug.
There wasn't a ton of opportunity before LaughFest came along.
Yeah, others of my peers have either moved to LA or New York. It was really exciting to us to hear that we were getting this big festival brought here.
And I know that over the years, Grand Rapids has really turned into this big city for tourism. Do you think that LaughFest played a big part in that?
Yeah, especially growing up here, even when I was in college, there wasn't LaughFest, like we said, but there wasn't Art Prize, there wasn't a lot of those things. There's so many cool things happening in downtown Grand Rapids.
And how do you think that us over here in Lowell, Michigan, compared to the rest of the world in terms of our comedy footprint?
You know, when the comics come from out of town and they come here, they often are very complimentary. They're very surprised at what kind of a scene we have here. Bill Burr, who's a big comedian, actually talked about Grand Rapids on his podcast afterwards, Grand Rapids being one of his favorite cities in the Midwest after coming for a LaughFest.
And you have people that are at the top and they come here and you get to collaborate with them. You get to share a show with them, really.
Yeah, and you might not get those opportunities otherwise. I got to open for Maria Bamford, who was one of my favorites.
Do you think that that is going to encourage other young comics that are here to just keep pushing?
I hope so. I think we have a big scene here. Comedy can be a little bit of a tough road, and so hopefully them seeing that and hearing those things will inspire them to keep going with it.
And you can catch Drew performing at the Intersection on March 13th.
If you want more information on LaughFest as a whole, shows, tickets, just go to our website, 13onyourside.com.